one is real or fake. So you could just type it in the chat. One of them is a real object and one is okay, this is the last one I'm gonna do. Which one is real? Which one is a drawing? Left or right? You said in your head. Okay. Right is fake. I think the right is fake too. Let's see. I think left is real. I'll do one more. Yeah, and then there was like more highlights in the red too. More reflection. Oh my gosh. I think it's the right again. That's a drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So similar. So you guys, just while I'm playing this, you can prepare yourself with a blank piece of loose leaf, like a loose leaf paper. It could be a line paper or like a printer paper and a pencil. Oh, now I want to see this. Genius level.
Hey, let's get on with this wedding. Let's do it.
Which one is fake? Oh my god. What do you guys think?
I think I know which one's fake, but I don't know.
The container? Oh, I wasn't even thinking about the container. I was thinking it was the one, like, you see the container, like on the right side of the container, like
Yeah.
the chip.
Oh, I was thinking the same
kind of,
exact thing.
the kind of in the middle. Let's see. I think it's this one. Yeah. Yep. That was the one. We're geniuses. All right, guys. So now I'm gonna keep going. The shading was a little bit off. Okay, so we are going to be doing a mystery drawing today. So what you guys are going to need, I did mention this already, but I'm just going to say it again so everyone's prepared. Please prepare yourself with a piece of loose leaf paper. If you have a blank one, that's best. You can remove it from your sketchbook, or you could just use a lined piece of paper. So the first thing we're going to do is fold our paper, just like we did when we did the, what's it called? Why I keep forgetting. When we did the horse, we need to get a piece of paper just like this. So we can begin by folding our paper. I'll give you guys a minute. Folding our paper into 4 sections. So what we do is we fold our paper in half and then fold it in half again. Show you guys. So we fold our paper in half like this and then fold it in half again. Can you guys see my camera? So we have a paper that looks like this. It's 4 sections, and then we label it 1, 2, 3, 4. We fold it in half and then fold it again. Just let me know when you guys are ready in the chat. Yeah, I'm going to post it. If you're not able to draw right now, you should leave the video because I don't want you to see, I don't want it to spoil what it is, because I do want it to stay a mystery. Okay. So make sure you guys are ready with a piece of paper that's folded and numbered like this. Just let me know in the chat when you're ready. Okay, just for the sake of time, I'm gonna continue and just like go over again what we're gonna be doing. So what we're gonna be doing, it's the same as when we did the horse drawing. I'm gonna reveal to you one section of a picture at a time. So I'm gonna start by showing you section 1, and then we copy section 1. And then I'll show you section 2, and I'll show you how it connects to the next section, and then we're going to draw the next section. So I'll give you guys about 3-4 minutes for each section, and it's going to be numbered, and then we'll end up with a complete picture. So it's really, really important. Last time we did this, I think somebody said in the chat, oh, I know what this is. Don't try to identify what it is that we're drawing. It's the reason why we do it upside down and in sections is we're trying to communicate to our brain that we are just drawing lines. We're just drawing shapes. We need to identify the sizes, the length, the relationship to other shapes. So please don't identify what it is that we are drawing. And if you're doing that in your head, just try to, in your brain, say, stop trying to identify what it is. And just focus on, okay, so this shape reminds me of like an ice cream cone. The shape is like a triangle. It's bigger, 2 times bigger than this shape. So try to do that. And please don't try to identify what we are drawing. And try to stay positive. Don't freak out if it's not looking perfect. It's okay. We're just going to keep moving on. That's another thing. Our brain tries to second guess us when we're drawing something. It's trying to identify what it is that we're doing. So if we don't know what it is, we can trick our brain and we'll be able to draw more realistically. So that's how this technique works. So try your best to commit to it. We've got 4 sections and we're going to take 3 minutes for each section. So just some reminders, draw within only one rectangle at a time. Remember that your paper should be divided into 4 sections, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to start in section 1. Slowly sketch the lines that you observe and measure using your pencil. So you can hold your pencil up to your screen, kind of identify how long one shape is compared to another shape. Don't worry about what you're drawing, just draw what you see. Notice the relationship of space between lines and shapes created through negative space, okay? So remember when I was doing the horse one, I was thinking about like, okay, these shapes look like microphones. They're kind of, you know, this type, or like an ice cream cone. So I'm gonna start, and you guys can draw along with me. I did mention this already, but if you're not going to draw along right now, I would stop watching the lesson and then just watch the video later and draw along with the video. Because if you watch it now, you're going to figure out what it is, and it's going to harm you later when you're trying to draw it, because you're going to know what it is. Okay. All right, you guys. So remember, don't identify what it is that we are drawing. We're going to begin by starting section 1. And I'm going to start the timer. Okay, so see ya, Chris. Okay, so for section 1, I noticed there are 4 shapes and they come up to the edge of the paper. So I'm gonna start with the one on furthest on the left. Okay, so I'm gonna draw this line. This shape is lowest compared to the other 2 shapes that look pretty similar. And the shape is like a rounded off rectangle. So I drew that first shape, and now I'm going to add in the details in the shape. I notice there's 3 half circles at the top of this shape. And then there's 2 lines that taper in towards the top of the shape to create like a rounded top. So now I'm going to go over to the next shape, which is almost the same, this type of rectangle shape, but it's a little bit bigger. It's a little longer. And then I noticed that on the right side of this shape, it's covered by another shape, which I'm going to start drawing. And that shape comes up a little bit more than halfway. And it looks kind of like a worm. So I'm going to do this worm shape. On the right side, it's rounded off. And then there's like a straightish curved line that comes a little bit over on top of that circular shape on the right side. And then I'm actually going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 lines, 8 curved lines along the shape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now I'm going to go over to the top of this rectangular type shape and do the 3 half circles at the top. And now I'm going to move to the right side of this worm shape. About halfway up, there's another 3rd rectangular rounded shape that is almost exactly the same size as the one in the middle. And I'm going to draw that. And then draw the 3 semicircles on top. Okay, let's pause the timer. Okay, I'll give you guys another like 20 seconds or so. I think I might have made my like worm shape a little too small, so I'm going to make it a little bit wider. Okay, how's it going, you guys?
Good.
Good. Are you finished with this section? You guys finished with this section? Okay, this section will be a little bit visible, so I'm going to keep going to our second section. So I'll show you guys, before I continue, I'll show you guys what my paper looks like right now. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go to the second section. Okay, so in the second section, I'm going to connect the lines from section 1 into section 2. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to work my way from the left over to the right. So I notice the first shape on the right is kind of like a tree shape. There's like a little curved line right here. Can you guys see my mouse? My cursor? There's like kind of like a mountain-like shape. And it lines up with this shape in the first section. So I'm going to continue that line straight down. And then I'm going to cut it off with this sloped like mountain angle. And then I'm going to draw this tree-like shape. And this tree-like shape is on an angle. So I want to capture that angle. And then if I move my way over from the right, the other line from the rectangular shape at the top comes straight down. Almost to the edge, and it kind of fades out. And then there's another line that overlaps and goes to the straight edge right here. It goes all the way to the edge of the bottom of section 2. And then I'm just continuing these lines. Moving from the left to the right, there's like this, I don't know what kind of shape that is. It's kind of like a hot dog shape, but it's pointier at the edge. And it comes up a little bit less than halfway. And it's slightly angled to the left. And then I'm going to continue this. That was like that hot dog shape at the top, that worm shape comes straight down, and I noticed that it gets wider towards the bottom. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines, kind of like 10 and a half lines. Give ourselves some more time here. 1, 2, okay, and now I'm just connecting, or I'm going to do this same type of shape, this like pointy, like long shape right here. I'm going to do that. Remember, I'm trying to not identify what it is I'm drawing. So I'm going to do this. There's 2 that are like mirroring each other. So I'm going to do that one over here. And then I'm going to connect my last line on the far right. There's a few lines here. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, how is section 2? There's a lot more here. How did it go, you guys? I had to do a little bit of erasing because I made a couple of mistakes here. Good. All right, I'll show you guys my paper and then we can go to the next. So now I'm at section 2. See, I kind of messed up the tail a little bit, but I'm not, oh, see you guys, I messed it up already. I'm trying to identify what it is. I messed up this tree shape here. See, it's really hard. Oh man. Okay. Just shapes. All right, you guys, now we are in section 3. And I'm going to start on the left side and work my way over again. But I'm going to connect these lines. So the line that I noticed first that connects is this line right here. And it continues to curve out to the left, round, and about half at the halfway mark of section 3. So this is about halfway up of section 3. The shape changes into a different kind of line. And that line goes almost all the way to the edge of the corner of section 3. So I'm gonna follow the curve with my eyes all the way to the corner. And then I'm gonna continue this line up, this curved wavy line, to around the same section of where this shape comes down here. And I'm going to continue that shape down. And things are starting to get a little more complicated here. So this like hot dog shape is covered up by this like flap, this curved line that comes out. And then another line comes out and there's like this, what does this look like? Kind of looks like a butterfly wing or something. And this also, this shape touches the bottom of section 3. So I'm going to remember that. And there's a dark circle inside, and then there's like a dark outline and another little line under the shape. Okay. There's 5 lines. Going across. This section is really going to test whether or not we're trying to figure out what we're drawing here, because there's a lot of identifiable pieces. So we want to try to really not try to identify what we're doing. Okay, so I've still got to do, oh, I'm running out of time. I've still got to do a little bit more on this side. But I'm going to rush a little bit because I don't want us to run out of time. Okay, so I'm going to continue to the last section, you guys, and you can always go back and pause and finish adding in the lines if you need to. Okay, I'm going to continue these lines on the far right. Lots of curved lines. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way around. Okay. Okay, don't turn your paper right side up yet. Got 30 more seconds. Okay, and that is time. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna turn my camera on and we can take a glimpse. So this is how mine turned out. You guys can share on the camera too. And now we can finally turn it around. I can see where I was second guessing myself. Like you guys know, I knew that this was a tail and I was trying to draw like what I thought a tail looked like rather than what it actually looked like. So mine looks a little funny. And then towards the top, I was also running out of time and I was like trying to rush it. But how did your guys turn out? And now we can finally identify, what did we draw? An elephant.
Yeah. I'm gonna show Madonna.
The legs on yours are too skinny. Yeah. Well, you can, now that you know what it is and you've identified it, you can actually, this is the next step, right? We can come in. Oh, nice. That looks awesome. Now that you guys know what it is, you can look at the picture right side up. Let's see. Awesome. That looks great. Good job. Now that we can, look at the image right side up, it's a good opportunity to now evaluate, okay, where did I make some errors? Okay. For mine, I notice the top right ear is a little wonky and the tail. So I'm going to take some time to come in. And now that I know what it is, right side up, I can make some adjustments, and it helps us kind of identify, okay, well, you know, that's okay. It didn't turn out perfect upside down. We can just make some slight adjustments. All right. So you guys, just the end of the class now, I'd like to ask you, is this drawing technique helpful for you? Could you imagine using this for more difficult images? You guys can respond in the chat or unmute yourselves. The legs on yours are so skinny.
Yeah, I would probably use it, and another thing is that it was hard because as soon as I saw the feet, I already knew what it was.
Right. Well, I mean, and that's okay too. Like if you know what it is, that's okay. But you just have to, while you're drawing, just actively tell yourself like, okay, it's just a shape. It's just a shape. And you'll start to forget and just think about the shapes. And I think part of the reason why the legs came out too skinny for the Adam, you said they were too skinny, is like, if you look at this, you probably were like, oh, these are legs, right? And like you started drawing what you thought a leg looked like upside down. But in reality, these are really big. Do you see how these legs, if you hold your pencil up to the screen, these legs take up a majority of the paper. And I would say if you divided your paper in half, 2 legs are on the left and 1 leg is on the right. Okay, so like if you divided that section in half, does that make sense? And you want to think about, okay, so like if I divided this whole section into, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sections across, these legs are about 1/9 of the paper. So that means that it's a little bit, if you combine all 3 legs together, they're kind of the width of half of the paper. Can you guys see that if you like stick your pencil up to the screen? So they're pretty wide, right? So all of those, the length of those, or the width of these 3 legs together is about the width of half of your paper. So you can kind of test right now to see how well you did. I was a little bit under half. So I could have made my legs a little bit wider too. And it's just a strategy, right? Another thing that some artists do is that when they're drawing something, they take their drawing that they're drawing right side up and look at it in a mirror. That's really helpful. You guys can try that. Or you can also turn your drawing upside down once in a while and see what looks a little bit off. Okay. All right, you guys, well, the lesson is about to get cut off. Please upload your drawings. If you want to try doing it again, you can try doing it again, but we will be meeting next week on Tuesday for our next lesson. Okay, have a great day, you guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Upload your drawings. Bye.